I'm sure it'll be perfect. What could go wrong?
Oh, that's not it.
We got 15 minutes.
Display capture.
What's a Terminator ad?
I don't. Oh, look where I
Yeah.
am.
Woo!
Look, you've got us.
We must be live.
You've got
Nebby
us in
ear
the
wiggles.
set up. Or is it Hollywood Squares?
Well, we need one more person.
I still have an ad, so I can't.
That's weird, so.
All right, welcome to our pre-pro show.
Should probably sub to this channel.
And players, I noticed you will feel heartened to know that you are not the only ones confused as to the start time of the live stream. Both Travis and Chris were not only confused as to the start time of today's live stream, which they thought started at 3 well, but they also thought that the content of the live stream would include lava fishing.
Yep.
But of course, all of that is next week.
Next week. I was sitting at the puzzle ready to open the gate.
On November 8th, which is a week from now. Today, which is, of course, November the 1st. Not the 8th. But, of course, we have contributed to the confusion because our standard banner, which to save time, we created a standard banner versus updating all the time, and created a standard banner that said first Monday of the month, which of course this is the first Monday of the month. I mean, first Friday of the month, sorry, for our monthly live stream. But we're having our monthly live stream next Friday. And when the reality is, I realized we really should have never put any particular Friday on that banner because we have the monthly live stream on a different Friday.
Got my turkey.
Every time. So, Nubby Ear Wiggles, thank you for the bits. Darton Obscuro, thank you for the Terminator bits. Wait, so Travis, you gotta tell this story. You gotta tell the story again.
Oh.
About what you did yesterday.
Well, I wanted the movie with Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers for Halloween, so I went to Half Price Books and I bought Friday the 13th. And we started watching it, and I'm like, I don't remember this part. I don't remember this part. I don't remember this part. This kind of sucks. Where's Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah.
There's Kevin Bacon.
Right. Yeah. So the movie.
It's named Halloween.
You went to buy the movie called Halloween.
Halloween, yes.
And only
on Halloween.
Messed that up. So, very proud of you for messing that up.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah. So that's yeah, really good. Super special. All right. So this is the pre-pro show where we get all the kinks worked out, make sure everyone can hear us. So hopefully everyone hears us just fine, and make sure any technical difficulties. This is where I'm typically working out the zoom on my camera, which
maybe we're getting this down.
Yeah, maybe we don't no longer need to do a pre-pro show.
You know what they say: 10,000 hours to master anything.
Right. That was Malcolm Gladwell. Is that right? Yeah. So. Yeah. And yeah, everyone had a good time with the Halloweens.
Oh yeah, yep. Well, they're watching the wrong movie for like half an hour, and everybody thinking it was lame and going to bed early. I ate a bunch of candy.
Yeah, we dressed as rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, nice.
My wife, daughter, and myself, which works great when you're standing together. But as soon as you stand apart,
like, who are you? Yeah.
It falls apart.
Yeah. I did see a video from 6th Street. Pretty awesome Skeksis. It was cool looking.
Oh, really? Cool. All right, so Chris, you're going to collect questions as soon as you've figured out the prizing updates.
Yeah, I think I've got that. Somebody has, they believe something really important they need to tell me. They're typing a long time. Come on, type faster.
Where are they telling you this?
In Discord.
Oh yeah, scaling the procs are awesome, but they kind of become no like meaningless damage. If they scaled with attunement, that'd be rad. You know, like the weapon chant procs.
The key phrase, Grippler, has changed. There's a new key phrase because we are out of October and we're well into our second phase of fall. So we're out of the scary times. We're into the fall, wintry times. And so our new phrase is leaves are falling all around. And, this is Q&A where all of you will be asking us questions today. But we have a question for you. Where does that reference come? Oh, someone already answered the question. Sternhelm, before I could even ask it, answer the question. Sternhelm, 1975. Ding, ding. We should give Sternhelm a prize, Chris. Can we give Sternhelm a prize?
I will give him the sheet music to that song. I have it.
Okay, wait. So Sternhelm gets one prize, but we need more specific answer, Sternhelm. It's okay, yes, it is a Led Zeppelin reference, but it's to a very specific song. What song is it? So Sternhelm can get a small prize, but we can give a bigger prize to whoever answers the... Sternhelm is saying thank you many times. I'm not... But yes, I was very inspired listening to some... Sternhelm got it as well, so Sternhelm gets 2 prizes. So you're going to get him the sheet music?
Yeah.
Okay, so we should give him something else too.
A lute to play it on?
A lute. Yeah, give him a lute. Give him one of our cool lutes. One of our fat lutes. Boris Mondragon, you can start asking the questions now, and we'll log them all, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yes.
See,
it's logging now. Sorry, I'm just.
Travis and Chris, our players got the reference immediately. Of course, you predicted that, Chris. Chris and Travis, I'm gonna shame them. Did not get the reference.
Once Chris started singing it, I knew it. But I did not.
Yeah, it's just one of those songs where the lyrics aren't clear enough, and you just kind of like mumble it anyways because you usually listen to it like drunk or high or something. Just saying.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sing that song.
Yeah, that's how I know that song.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're like doing this, like playing the drums, like going like that, right? Yeah.
Was it Sternhelm? Sternhelm, what's your in-game name?
Atos is not high. Atos does not do that. He's not standing.
Yeah, I've only read about those kinds of things, or seen them in movies.
Well, how was your segue there? How was your Midsummer weekend? Sternhelm.
Oh, it was the second viewing of Midsummer was fantastic. As good as the first one. Like, I noticed things that I had not noticed the first time. It was great. And then someone I saw, like, I'm in a Facebook argument with some haters of that movie. So, they were like, didn't like it. Said it was boring.
And people just hate everything. Somebody hates anything you love these days. Who cares? I'm glad you liked it.
I just thought every frame of that movie. There's this one scene near the beginning where literally half the people in the scene, you only see and hear them in a mirror in the scene. and the other people are like sitting on a couch in this apartment, and the other people are in this mirror. It's great. Like,
I haven't seen it yet.
oh, it's so good. Like, just like if you've ever had like an awkward breakup or tragic loss, or been around anyone who's had a bad trip, or if you've had a bad trip, or some mashup of any of those things.
Well, you're really selling this. This sounds
It's
like a great time.
Oh no, it is not a fun movie by any stretch of the imagination. It is a difficult, challenging movie. But that's why I find those movies cathartic.
All right, well, I was here checking out Ragnar Lodbrok.
All right.
Lodbrok.
We have 4 minutes till we start the actual live stream.
Did you guys watch Vikings? I know it's Lothbrok.
No.
Vikings is awesome. You should watch it.
Yeah, I watched the first season. I am not caught up on recent ones, but
Oh god, they're like to 5 now, I think.
yeah, it's so good.
I like the Last Kingdom even better.
But
I don't
this,
know.
Everyone should go watch The Last Kingdom. Super good.
nicely done. This is a town. I usually try to show off a town here during the start. That's a nicely done town. This is Scalabrecca, Ragnar's town. Yeah, there's not that many snowy themed towns out there.
There's a couple good ones. I think it takes a certain person to like want to live in the snow all the time. I would love that.
Yeah, look, everybody's got like Viking homes too. That's good.
Oh yeah, it's got their homeowners association is well
Yeah.
enforced.
That's what I was thinking. Viking ship. You got a dragon. Looks like a snow dragon. I know it's an ether dragon.
No, it totally works. Well, I think one of the challenges with the
Need to
With
remove
the
that tree
snow-
form.
player-owned town template is there's not as many decorations that to use that works. You know, which is one of the reasons, one of our motivations to make those snowy trees was to help with that.
Yeah, snowy trees.
Oh, it's 2 minutes until actual stream time.
Right.
The Wednesday release, I thought it was Friday like 3 days in a row. I got a little.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised that we didn't see more like, oh my god, what is happening kind of reactions to the Wednesday release. Everyone was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, no one. Yeah, I haven't seen a single non-Viking house so far.
I know. Yeah, you're right. Their HOA here is amazing.
It must have really hefty fines if you don't, if you build outside of style. I mean, I guess they just evict you. All right, 1 minute.
Yeah, you guys were laughing at my Avalanche hat last year. Nobody's laughing this year. Doing pretty well.
What sport is that?
Sports ball, frozen sports ball.
Frozen sports ball.
Frozen sports ball with sticks, right?
Yeah.
And fighting.
One of my friends is a big baseball guy, but he absolutely hates Joe Buck. He's a huge Astros fan, and Joe Buck is just horrible and like just hates on the Astros. Not super openly, but he does. But he did a Astros or a Joe Buck bingo for stupid crap Joe Buck was going to say during the Astros game, and he did it and like shared it with his friends, and then one of his friends took it and cleaned it up and reposted it, and it immediately got picked up by the Astros Nation and Astro and was shared like 15,000 times, and they're talking about it on the news channels.
Joe Buck still announcing.
Still announcing.
Still announcing. Joe Buck announcing.
All right, it is 4 o'clock. It is time for our weekly live stream. Welcome, everyone, and thank you, everyone who showed up an hour early, because that is what our banner told you to do. So, and coincidentally, it also told my teammates to show up at that time as well, and they were telling me where was I an hour ago. So,
Technically, I didn't show up. We caught it a little early because I got on to warn everybody, hey, I'm going to have to step out a little bit after 3 o'clock to go get Maxine. And then Star was like, per my previous email.
and we don't even have the time change to blame, because that happens this weekend, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't even have that to blame. Good times. So welcome to our weekly live stream, where we pick topics to talk about, we hand out prizes, and we have a good time. So welcome, everyone. And speaking of prizes, how many ways can you win a prize?
2.
That's right, 2 ways. You can make a purchase on our web store, or there is no purchase required, because that is the law. You can go inside our in-game chat and type our not-so-secret phrase, and because a new month and a new release has started, we've changed our phrase. Our new phrase is leaves are falling all around, because it's fall. That's right. Leaves are falling all around. And congratulations to our winner in our pre-stream. What was his name again? I've already forgotten it.
Durnhelm?
Durnhelm, who guessed what that was a reference to. Durnhelm 1975, Durnhelm in game. It is the Led Zeppelin song, Ramble On. Fantastic song. So if you say that phrase in chat, and reminder, you can say the secret phrase as early as noon on Friday every week to be eligible for the prize drawings. And we'll have 2 prize drawings, one at 4:15 and one at 4:45. And you'll get all sorts of cool phrases. And then speaking of making purchases, if you buy some crowns from our web store, and then you can go spin those crowns in our crown shop, and there's all sorts of fun stuff in the crown shop this week, including a new pirate airship. So pirates have taken to the air. If you have ever seen the airship in Blood Bay, which is Travis took one of our airships and slapped a Jolly Roger on there. Well, we took it a little further, did a little more decorations on it, and we made a pirate airship. Yes, prison bound. Yarr. There's a pirate airship, and then there's also some fall trees. So they have fall foliage. They're white birch trees with some fall foliage, but they also have animating falling leaves on them too. So
those
really
cool. I like those.
And our last round of spooky items in the vault, including the Grim Reaper statues, which are amazing, and the often sought after witch hat. So if you've seen people wearing the witch hat and you've always wanted one, this is your last chance to get it before it goes back into the vault. It'll be there until next Thursday, so you want to grab that. And this is the last week to get these spooky seasonal recurring items before those go back in hibernation until next year, including all sorts of cool things like the undead specimen bats, the giant statues with the magic dungeon portal entrances, the Day of the Dead masks, spiderweb cloaks, zombie pets, and more. So all sorts of fun stuff in the Crown Shop. And then, of course, the big news is that Release 71 is now live. It's on QA for a couple of weeks, and now it's live a day early, which we expected a lot of people to go, oh my God, what's happening? You guys went live a day early. And I don't think I saw a single reaction to that effect. everyone was just like, okay, sure. And lots of cool stuff in Release 71. So Tartarus, the Dungeon Tartarus got some new content and some polish. It got split up basically into two sections, right? There's a PvP and a non-PvP section now, which also fixed some issues along the way. There's wave battles. Despair also got some polish to it as well. So those were our two newest dungeons. So those we're continuing to improve and iterate on those. The decoration palette went live, so that helps with hiding and decorating things. Gold and silver scrap are now available that you can get from salvaging gold and silver items. We made a batch crafting improvement that actually got patched in right after the release. We were working on it, and we wanted to get it patched in. So that makes it so that when you do batch crafting, and there's a failure, instead of sending all of those ingredients back into your inventory and creating this kind of mess, they now stay on the table. So when you do your next attempt, they'll already be there instead of having to go through and do all that again. So that's a huge quality of life improvement that Wizard Smoke managed to patch in. Then,
and that's one that came from SodaCon feedback. The day I dragged Wizard Smoke, or the 2 days Wizard Smoke was there, players jumped on him and explained it to him. Now we just have to get the order by how long ago you got the item. Then we're all set.
Yeah. Then there's some balance to agriculture economy. So some repricing of items to better match what can and can't be done with agriculture to make the NPC shopkeepers less competitive with what the farmers can output. The wyverns now, the trophy heads can finally be made in. They finally have the art now, so you can make a trophy head out of the wyverns. Winter holiday recurring items are now back for a limited time. The R71 reward items, the fall theme, including the giant, and it's a really giant scarecrow, the scarecrow mask, and the giant squirrel pet. If you haven't seen the giant squirrel pet, he's super cute. And then, of course, the November login reward, which is turkey statue. And then bunch of bug fixes and combat improvements. So lots of great stuff in Release 71. If you haven't checked it out, you should, because it's great. And again, went live a day early, which I think may be the first time we've ever done that.
First time we tried. No, we haven't tried before.
Yeah. So.
Well, for the longest time, it was kind of like the ritual of like, oh my! I remember like you getting mad at Lord Subtleton because he released like 5 minutes late or something, just because he forgot to click the button and was talking to people. You getting angry that we're 5 minutes off? No, it's got to be exactly 10:30. We've relaxed a little bit since then.
Just. Yeah.
Thank you, Scooby. Sorry, I had somebody at my door.
Yeah, and then there are all sorts of cool events happening over the next few weeks, and this weekend actually, mostly. So Immortal Cities having their annual Halloween ball and costume contest. Britmart's having a Halloween party. It looks like a lot of people are having their Halloween stuff after Halloween, but it's the weekend right after, so it's great. And then there's Lily Bird's got yet another quest. She is like the most prolific player-made quest player we have. What happened at Rivers Cross and Jade Valley is her latest creation. So
I haven't finished 2. I didn't even know there was a 3.
Yeah,
I'll have to catch up.
Yeah, and then definitely projects to support. Again, Avatar Express is doing an amazing job as our new newspaper. Loving that. And then projects to support. Pantheon and Crowfall, two like-minded projects, both started with Kickstarters and continuing to do funding. Those are both still in development, but hopefully launching soon. So if you haven't checked those projects out or are supporting them, thank you for supporting them, because we are doing everything we can to help those guys out, and they feel likewise about us. So, and then we've got all sorts of other cool stuff coming up, including Lua, multiple phases of integration of Lua, player game masters, player vendor polish, expanding trophy data to agriculture, and creature trophy heads, property rating system, more creatures, more bosses, expanding tamables to include more top tier creatures like nightmares and unicorns,
And warp spiders.
Scales. What?
And warp spiders.
Oh, warp spiders. Yep. We're going to start on, and then there's episode 2, of course, which is going to have more lands, including another overworld area that we're going to hopefully let player-owned town owners start migrating to soon, maybe as soon as the end of Q4. We're going to be integrating Inky, the open source scripting language that's going to be part of our revamp of the journal and quest system. It's also going to be the way that players are going to be able to have their own customizable convos for NPCs and be able to make their own quests, therefore. Theater system, treasure hunting with treasure maps, item affinity and reputation, expansions to the taming system, so with more pet skills and pet leveling and pet customization, expanded permission systems for containers and doors, so you can set conditionals on those, and all sorts of fun stuff. So lots of great stuff. Yeah, so I think that's all my news. So I think we can answer a couple of questions, and then we can do our first prizes.
All right, I've been copying over the questions into the shared doc. The first question is Grimace from Soda. So now you will go 1 hour longer because you started 1 hour late. I'm just trolling you with that one.
Yeah, we're totally gonna do that. Yeah, so if it looks like we rated another stream and the person narrating doesn't look like us, don't be confused. Stick around for another hour. It's totally us. Yeah, so it's totally gonna be us for that hour. Yeah. Don't be confused. So let's just go through all of these.
Sure. I'll start off the top there. Vino Corlin, did you accidentally nerf the light spell? Why do people think I nerf everything? Except for Death Shield. I just did Death Shield.
Because you were the nerfer. You're a nerf. You're
Nerf herder.
Nerf herder.
I'm not sure what they mean by nerf. Maybe they think I made it darker. I don't think I did. I mean, I didn't touch it. I know I didn't. I'm just trying to figure out what they can mean by that. Or shorter duration?
It looks the same to me. We did notice some light flickering settings were multiplying if they had the old and the new on fireplaces. Maybe that crossed over to that. It's a Justin thing, but Damon and I can look at it. I got mine on right now, though, and it looks normal to me.
I didn't notice anything. Yeah, you can't see anything at all in Tartarus without it, and I've been running around Tartarus a ton. Let's see. This is another one that's come up a couple times. Mia Sway, are there plans to scale on-hit enchant damage with attunement? And that is, for those who don't know, that's, you have like a proc or whatever on your weapon for an enchantment. Right now, it's kind of like the old school days where we'd have you have a pet spider, and the pet spider poison always does 2 to 5. When it's level 20, it does 2 to 5, and when it's level 100, it does 2 to 5. So this is just, we need to get the enchant damage on those scaling with the player power. And the question is just how to do that, and also, do we scale it with player? Do we actually need to do that, or is it just you can get more things on it? But I think it really needs to scale with it. That's one of the things we were just talking in one of my streams, is some players requesting we do the capping of item power based on player level. But again, we'll keep discussing. But I think that one's probably going to happen. The scaling based on I don't know about attunement.
Cool.
But
yeah, I got a set
sun
for
power.
the sun procs, and I got a set for the earth procs, but I kind of don't wear them that much because gem level. That's an idea.
Oh look, it started snowing.
Question: is there a technical reason why dungeon portal entrances can't be placed on upper floors? Yes, because someone didn't check a checkbox, but I checked that checkbox, and so try it now. That's something we fixed this release, I think. Did that make it into a patch?
The patch notes are pretty extensive, but I don't remember seeing that on there. Let's see. No.
I'm gonna go test it right now. But I
Yeah, I'll
did
link
that
the patch notes.
this week. So yes, there was a reason, and it was silly, and I checked that box.
But yeah, the patch
Pri-
notes is got as many check or bullet points as we normally have in a release. So check it out.
Prizes.
Oh, prizes. Okay, doing it.
Ooh.
While he does prizes, let's see. Gaylord Hammer Throw. I need NPCs to fill up my prison home prisoners. I don't know if that's a question. Uh, that's the question in the form of a statement. So okay, we I don't
Yeah.
know what this
Is that a
is.
request for NPCs for? Oh, we've got. He wants like prisoners in there.
Pris-
Because that's one of the things I was going to show off is there's those deco spawners I made where I've got like there's a deer and a chicken and a turkey and a buck like a reindeer and 3 types of cats. So we can make a homeless person.
Yeah, so we can make the prisoner spawner human
Sure. Miserable person.
miserable humans spawner.
Town
Who was
bum.
it? Radicus, go try again. Go try your dungeon spawner on an upper floor. I just tested and it works, so. Can Fazal always stream as Elvis? I vote yes, please.
And he's, by the way, his name is Zol. I know, I pronounced it Fizzle for a long time too, but he corrected
I
me.
try to say Fazal and do both.
Zol.
Don't do the F. The F is silent.
Yeah, I don't think he likes the F.
A lot of our players were streaming in costume last night. It was pretty great. I popped in on some of them, but
And there's the dance thing like from 8 till midnight tonight, I think.
oh wow.
They wanted me to do it, but I'm probably not going to be able to because I have to go over to the father-in-law's early tomorrow. So hopefully you can stand in or somebody can stand in for me on that.
Yeah, they asked me to come too, but my brother-in-law has convinced me to go see Guar tonight. So
Wow.
Where at?
they're playing at Empire Control Room. So
Oh, nice.
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Gonna wear clothes that I can throw away afterwards. Since
I didn't hear about Guar for about 10 years, and then they did some Kansas cover that was amazing, and then they're kind of back on my radar.
so here's my little bit about Guar. So little unknown thing is that
Snippet.
they wanted to make a video game, and they actually played Ultima Online, and they yeah. And so while I was working on UO, they contacted me. They got my contact info somehow, and they contacted me and wanted me and Origin to help them make a video game. And Electronic Arts,
Kiss had one, Aerosmith had one.
and Electronic Arts was like, "There's absolutely no way that we would ever work with that."
Not at the time.
Well, I mean, just because
Yeah.
the content
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so over the top, and and then I was like, well, like we should have them do like a concert in the game, and it was like, no, absolutely not. Like they cannot. I was like, oh, it's terrible. They're awesome, but anyway, they were in town and they were touring, and they were like, you should come to our show, and like so I went to their show, and like I hung out. I got to hang out on the tour bus with Guar. Like I got a Guar T-shirt and a Guar mug, coffee mug, which was the most surreal thing to like have of all things to have a Guar
The coffee mug.
yeah. But yeah, that was fun. Elron King. Oh, do we have prizes yet?
Super
No?
cool.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
think
now's the time to invite Guard. Yeah, it's 2019. I think.
Wait,
I
it
think we could do
didn't
it
show up yet?
No, I see the old one. I see an old test one, but not the newest one.
Maybe not the liquids. It's a very liquid heavy show, but
Yeah.
Oh,
the performance. I don't know. We'll reapproach Guar maybe.
Yeah. All right. Elron, King of Elves, asks, any plans to address crafting level progression? It's still like one strength for hundreds of billions of experience. Um, that comes up periodically, but you know, doubtful because as soon as we would do that, there would be, it would be like that moment in Star Wars, whereas as if a million voices cried out at the same time. Like, I seriously, I don't think they would. As many people who would want this, there are way more who would be opposed. So, doubtful.
So, Star, I have good news and bad news.
Okay. What's the...
Undone script is failing again.
Okay.
That's the bad news. The good news is I was able to fix it. I was able to pull from the exception log and get the names it picked. So I'm now taking what was a XML or a SQL insert. I'm turning it into a list for you.
Okay.
So give me 1 minute and I'll have it for you.
All right.
Just keep talking. I know you like to talk.
All right. Vino Corlin asks, when will we get a global vendor search? That is a great question. Don't know. Our priority actually is probably to polish actual vendor interface stuff. The issues that we currently have are how hard it is to list and unlist items, especially with people sharing. So, but we know that that's something that players really want, but we don't have an estimate. So, don't know.
It is on our radar, but yeah, that's kind of been on it for a while.
Yeah.
I'm getting close.
Okay. Okay.
They want to know when they get a distinction between an empty and a stale vendor. Is that talking about the sitting down? It's kind of a hot topic.
I
don't know. If you add a scary doll to a mannequin, does it scale down? I've never tried that.
Ooh, good question. I think no.
I'm gonna go try it.
Because I wrote that code, and I think I only supported NPCs for that code. Hey, thank you very much, Too Seldom.
I'm gonna try it and give you an answer shortly.
Elron, King of Elves, also asks, any plans for more POT templates, something simpler with more area to build on, no mountains, hills, or unbuildable areas? Well, the Grasslands template is basically that. I mean, it is just mostly big, flat area. I mean, the only feature it really has like the river through it. And other than that, it's basically just a big, flat area.
We are talking about new episode 2 style templates, though, at some point.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
thank you very
all
much,
the new
Captain
bells
Rose.
and whistles, and the new foliage, and the new rocks, and the new terrain, and because the
All right.
POT templates were created a while ago, so looking forward to updating them.
Thank you for the bits, Captain. And we've also talked about a lava template.
Oh, yeah.
Taking the underground template and replacing the water areas with lava, and making the stone blackened obsidian stone. So,
I love storms. That's still what I want.
yeah, that's way too much work. All right, here we go. Winners. for our first prize drawing today. Strider Green wins Ornate Spider Legs. Lakota Armstrong wins a Zombie Dog. Erratic Bone Slasher wins the Day of the Dead Mask 6-pack. Galorn Hammer Throw wins the Ornate Giant Grim Reaper statue with Magic Portal Dungeon entrance. And Gross Singe wins the Haunted Gothic Village Inn. Congratulations, all the winners. And reminder, the not so secret phrase today is leaves are falling all around. Made famous by Led Zeppelin in their iconic song, Ramble On.
Okay, so the creepy doll does not shrink the mannequin, but it is kind of hilarious.
All right, let's see.
Adding some more questions for you.
Yeah. Chris, why did you break chaos fishing? We wanted the ability to have the fish roll for loot. It's called chaos fishing, a new and exciting way to compete in fishing. We nab each other's fish. Well, Strider Green, we were not aware of this chaos fishing you speak of. We were only aware of all the people who were complaining that when they tried to fish as a group, there was a problem. So, yeah.
All right, I've got one here I want to address just because I think some people haven't heard me talk about it. Oh yeah, that looks pretty creepy.
Right?
So Chris, you ruined their chaos fishing with your fix.
Yeah, and what you said was the correct thing, which is we had a bunch of people complaining about it. They would try and do fishing tournaments, and everybody had to break off and not be in groups because people were stealing each other's fish. So, no, we're not adding that back as an option. You guys can roll out yourself in the party if you catch a fish. But here's one. Savio Vehemens, will the AOE issue number 65642 ever be fixed? So that is the ice field slowdown. So this is one that players have reported, and I have tried to identify. It doesn't slow down for, I don't know if I can say most people, but for many people it doesn't slow down. It doesn't slow me down at all. And I've even tracked that to somebody who has the same, running the same OS and the same video card as me, and a very similar computer or CPU. And they said they slowed down tremendously. I went to Tartarus the other day. Right now the casters in Tartarus, if you go down and do the wave battles, some of those guys cast ice fields, and I probably had 20 or 30 of them on screen while I was streaming without it slowing down significantly. So I'm not sure what is going on, but that's what I'm trying to track down. It's got to be some specific driver version.
Yeah, we have in the past had some the specific reflection shader that Damon put on the ice. There were some AMD issues and there was Mac issues.
Yeah, this was one that was like on a 2060 NVIDIA 2060 card. That's what I play on, and they were having serious problems on that. So I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on with it, but I'm still trying to identify it and see if I can pick out what thing is different between their machines and mine. But here, I'll go demonstrate that. Whoops. I can show off some of the Tartarus stuff, too.
Any chance of an epic Yule tree or crafted Yule tree this year? We usually do an epic, right? Like one for each year. Crafted might be fun.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe. We did those when we had, larger team, but maybe.
Those are very art intensive, like hand placing all the ornaments and attaching them to bows with bones that animate.
Yeah. So maybe. We'll see. No guarantee. Let's see. Brass Knuckles 07 asks, when can practice dummy be placed on a player on town versus just a lot? I think the thing blocking that, and Chris can correct me, is that a practice dummy is an NPC. And so I don't think we have the ability to place a fully functioning NPC.
We do now. So that was a problem for a long time, but that's with the deco pot spawner stuff. That's what, like, we're going to be adding some of those to the game. Some to just the Crown Store, and then some to gold merchants. But yeah, there's now pot spawners that we should be able to handle it, and you should be able to do a dummy because they're just a creature.
You
basically.
put like a little bowl. I've been testing them. You put a little bowl of milk out and it spawns like a cat, or you put like a little carrot out and it spawns a deer. We're working out the kinks, but this will be on soon.
Right, but the practice dummy has like health that you can attack and all that stuff, and these.
Oh, these do too. Yeah,
Okay.
you can kill them.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah, no, we've got it worked out now.
RPG rules says he needs a projector reward. I'm not sure what that means. I asked him, but I don't see an answer.
Okay. Well, then we'll add a Jira to make the practice dummies. We already added one just recently to finally make the crafting stations DOT placeable.
Pot placeable, yeah.
Yeah. So we can make the practice dummies that one too. All right. Let's see.
Is there a chance that player-owned music recorders, they can do their own? I think they just want to use the player-owned town music cylinders. So the cylinder system is a WAV file, and it doesn't really work with the ABC file. But maybe someday, way down the road, I don't know. I put in there is a Jira to let NPCs play ABC files if they work in the game. So it's like coming from the NPC, but I don't think that's gotten much traction. That might be a way to do it. We're trying to figure out how the heck we would do that, pretty much. A projector lantern. Did you make a projector lantern, Chris?
Yes, I'm holding one in my hand. I was testing it, and apparently I got the wrong one. And there's one that I owe for the Syndicate that I thought I had working. And so this is the effect that is slowing down some people that you can see when they get to these end guys here. You can tell these are really high-level guys because they have their own light source. But these guys just were spam casting. I've actually turned this off for the next build, next patch that I'm going to start right after the stream.
So much ice.
Yeah. But this is the thing that people were saying slows them down. And again, there's some magic sauce that's just missing that I'm not aware of that I have to try and figure out. But it's not something that's, it's not that I don't care.
Like 2 at a time.
Yeah, because there's like 3 of them.
Take this opportunity to an Arnold. What's the Batman character?
Oh,
Mr. Freeze.
Someone left the fridge open.
Yeah. Time for you to cool off.
And Eileen Dragonfire, I'm going to set that as the message of the day for people. Again, I probably will not be able to make it. My father-in-law had a stint thing done, kind of a Bernie Sanders thing done. And so we're going to take him breakfast tomorrow and see him early tomorrow morning. So I don't want to be exhausted. But I'm setting it as a message of the day.
What is our progress on the Slayer weapons? Like you kill a specific creature and then it becomes more attuned to killing that creature and it becomes like a silver weapon, I guess, the equivalent of.
Yeah, so that's part of episode 2. So that's definitely on our roadmap, but that'll be sometime next year.
Yep, haven't forgotten it.
And the things I'm very optimistic on getting live before the end of the year, in case you're wondering what things to be excited about before the end of the year, is one, the GM command stuff, giving you guys a way to do that. I haven't talked about that in a big stream before. I've talked about it on my stream. I'm sure there's quite a bit of overlap, but for those who missed the talk about it, the way that's going to work is I will flag some accounts. We have to have a 2-part step for it. One is I will flag your accounts as like GM enabled or whatever. And then I will also give you a potion that will then enable your GM abilities for a certain amount of time, 4 hours or something like that. So then if you want to have like an event on like Sunday, you just tell me, okay, who's doing it, and I'll make sure they're flagged. And then I'll give them, 1 or 2 potions that they can use to run the GM event. And so that'll basically turn on their powers. So kind of a 2-factor thing. I don't want to leave it on all the time, so you guys won't be GMs all the time. It's kind of, I want to make sure it's a limited thing. We do have, anytime somebody uses a GM ability, we have a channel already that spams.
Yeah, we're gonna watch
stuff. So,
we're gonna
watch you.
99% of you will make awesome content, and we'll watch the 1% and more potions for you.
So yeah. So anyways, also Eileen, the your message of the day is now live. You should have got a spam on it.
Yeah, those are there's going to be no trade. Yes, absolutely.
Abe Lincoln, it's actually, I think, spelled a Blinken, but I'm going to call it Abe Lincoln. Asks, are we ever going to be able to enchant or masterwork taming necklaces? Yes, eventually.
And I rip on the 1% because I was one of the 1% that would have abused it. So I know what to look for.
Witchy Poo Calabra.
I like that name.
Asks, is there any way we can get a skill button for pet attack, stop attacking for tamers, summoner pets? That's exactly one of the things that's coming up in the taming expansions for episode 2. The plan is to give tamers an actual entire new skill bar just for taming skill for creatures that would have things like that, but also the actual skills that your pet has. So like if you have a scorpion, it's going to have like its poison attack, for example. If it's your bear, it's going to have its stun attack, etc.
Yeah, they do have some functionality that like follow close, follow far, aggressive, things like that. So they do have some of that functionality, but more integrated to the UI.
Yeah.
Will summons receive their own? That's kind of what we're saying. It's not going to be like a deck. I don't think you're making a deck for a pet, but some expanded functionality. It's actually pretty robust right now. I'm impressed with it now, but yes. They just don't I think aggro overrides their commands a lot, which is something that I don't know.
Yeah, and there's a number of pet AI improvements that need to be made. There's also one that is apparently sometimes they just don't respond and don't attack something or another that I've got on my short list of things to look into.
Darton Obscuro asks, can you add the fish caught by stats to skinned wolf, bear, dragon heads? Yes. As I mentioned earlier in the live stream and in previous live streams, that's the item that I keep mentioning about expanding trophy data beyond fish to agriculture and creature trophy heads. That's when we get to that. That's exactly what that will be. So that's what I talked about earlier. So yes.
And if people haven't seen this section we're in right here, this is the PvP section of Tartarus that is a big wave battle. Again, this is more skeleton bare bones, but I wanted to get some stuff in here to test things. But they're telling me, even though the scene says PvP and I haven't marked PvP, that it's not functioning as PvP. So I've got to go investigate that for the next patch too. But it gets chaotic.
Typhocon, aka Tyrewhirl, asks, are we planning to combine music artifacts the same way you combine other artifacts?
Yeah, that's one that I'd done combine the other artifacts, but I kind of known the new skill tree is going to be coming to basically enable bards. So I hadn't touched any of those because I know I'm going to be refactoring those and what they do anyways, because then they're going to tie into the skill tree for that. So no, not in the short term. Probably Q1 next year I'll will have a replacement, a new fix for them, and they will do it.
All right. No Life asks any chance on getting some sort of scythe pattern to be able to put on a staff so death magic looks more deathy. Well,
One's a pole arm, one's a bludgeon.
yeah. So unfortunately, scythes are pole arms, so no.
Nay.
Uh, there are staff patterns with skulls though.
There's some pretty sweet staff patterns, I gotta say.
Falcon's Lantern asks, when can we expect to be able to dye all crafted armor in the game? That's going to take a long time because we have to touch all of that.
Yeah, you have to open the masks and the diffuse for every unwrap of every armor.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
yeah, that's the default.
yeah. So not for a while, but eventually.
Can mannequins be taught emotes? No, but didn't you mention in the new, not Lua, Inkly, that maybe we can incorporate your NPCs to maybe do emotes?
Yeah, that's one of the things we hope to hook in there. That's not built in natively, obviously. But that's one thing we hope to hook in there is having a tag that you can use a tag to have them play an emote from a list of emotes. So basically, you can ask them a question, and then if their dialogue tree doesn't work out, then they can shrug or whatever.
Cool, that's gonna be awesome.
And I
Frogtown Hero, I love that name.
saw my next door neighbor is just started with a new company that sounds really boring until like he and I talked about some stuff, and one things they want to do, which is they do the software. So when you call a bank or whatever, and you can talk to the computer, and you just talk like normal language, whatever. So they do a new version of that is supposed to be way, way better than any of the stuff that's out there now. So what does that have to do with computer games? That's when I was talking to him. That's like, you imagine like Inkly in the dialogue tree. If you look at how their stuff works, it actually looks basically like you build dialogue trees for these things and how it works, even like the buttons and connections. But then they talk back in natural language to you. But anyways, it's a really cool AI system. But they're trying to license it to games, so we'll see. I'm going to keep talking to him about it.
Will there be a way in the future to have multiple summons? We talk about that a lot. Like maybe in the future, I know people want like a little army of skeletons or rats or something.
Yes, and this is something that the work I'm going to do to open up GMs to other players will open up that as well. Which is the problem with it right now is we kind of, to have a creature in the game, it's got to be like registered with the server, and it's got to be registered with other players. So it's got to be all pre-created because it's some pretty extensive stuff. Somebody just challenged me to a duel. They're going to lose. I'm going to decline. But anyways, so for players, we only have one of those slots. For GMs, we have, when you're a GM character, you have 30 of those slots. So I can like summon 30 creatures and keep them around there.
I didn't know there was a hard cap on 30. That's good to know.
Yeah, if you do more than 30, it'll stop at 30, and you won't be able to summon more until some of those are gone. But anyways, I've got to go and update that and improve that logic so that players can have a variable number anyway, or of creatures that can be summoned for the GMs. Because if not, when players are doing the GM summon stuff in, like they're running an event or whatever, right now they would only be able to summon one creature. I've got to go get that updated and make it so they can summon more creatures.
All right, it's time for another prize drawing.
Oh, that's me. All right, let me go click the button, and then I'll go parse the exception log.
Yeah.
Because we're pro streamers.
Somebody would like for us to explain the new AoE loot, which is something people ask for a long time.
Not somebody, it's Scooby-Doo.
Scooby, Scooby Doo, where are you?
Explain the new AoE loot. What new AoE loot?
So that is, they're referring to the E, but of course it only loots one creature at a time. But this is after going to SodaCon. It's something we'd resisted for a while. I think partially because we were thinking of it purely as AoE, like you use it and it just loots everything around you. We didn't want that because it's actually one of the things that can actually cause spike in the server is, looting creatures. We got to go and generate that loot right when you do the roll, and the server's got to come up with that. And there's some pretty complex loot tables and can be modified by different stuff. Look at some, but anyways, that can be expensive. So we didn't want to have lots of stuff being looted at once. Was one of the things we didn't want. But talking to people there, really what they need is, some people, which I'm one of them, who has arthritis, not great at targeting because we're old farts. Or other health issues as well that were, called out. But just having to put your mouse over things. So after walking through it and thinking through the logic on things, it also solves a few other problems, including stuff like you got a corpse in the wall, your pet's standing on top of the thing, or somebody else is griefing you because you killed something. They're having their giant bear stand on top of the corpse, so you can't loot it. So it fixes a few of those problems as well. But basically all you do is if you're near a corpse, even if you don't have the mouse over it, you hit E if it's within looting range, and your mouse isn't over any interactives at the time, it'll loot the corpse.
And you're the valid
and you're valid, yeah.
Part of the party, yeah. You can't just go around looting other people's skills now. Same rules.
Yep.
I posted you a note, Chris. I'm going to do something a little different here.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to announce prizes here.
Yeah?
Oh, hold on. I can run it. Maybe that's it. Only is working every other time.
Well,
because it worked that time. Last time it didn't work at all. So let me try this. Let me try running it again.
Well, or I could just use that other list.
Oh, hold on. Let's see if it works. It'll only take 30 seconds or so.
I see a good one. Where are tome artifacts for mages? It would be cool to have like an equipable, musty old magic book. That'd be cool. I like that idea. Maybe someday. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Let's see if this one works.
I see any update on new landmass. Excited to move my town over. That is what I am doing this release and probably next release too.
Okay, you go with your plan, Star.
Focusing on that.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right. Let's see. Winners of our next prize drawing. Eldrick Valorian wins the ornate spider legs. Thomas Seeker of Truth wins the zombie dog. James Dowdy wins the Day of the Dead 6-pack. Disposable wins the ornate giant Grim Reaper statue with magic portal entrance. And Zam wins the Haunted Gothic Village Inn. Congratulations, winners.
Ooh, the Haunted, that's a big one. That's cool.
Yeah.
Congrats, you guys.
Yeah.
Question, can we disable the AoE loot?
So there'd been some people requesting that, and right now the answer is no. That would be somewhat, we've got so much UI, it's one of those things we continue to have. We generate a lot of extra work for ourselves because over time those, we put in these we'll let you toggle it on and off. Those things end up like the code, we get code rot, and it's just more code and stuff that we have to maintain two versions of. If you remember all the nightmares we went through in the old days of trying to maintain normal mode and bag mode. We try to avoid any of those special case type things whenever possible, just because it ends up causing some edge cases. So maybe is going to be the answer on that one. I don't think it'd be that hard. I'll look and see how many different code paths we have in that, and if it's really just one code path going through there, then we can do it.
Vector Grammar asks, can the new holiday lights be placed as exterior deco so we can do a holiday house with outside deco brothers to see without having to enter each house to see them? I saw some threads going around on Slack. I thought we had fixed this.
Patch notes.
So houses still require exterior planes, deco planes. So not every house has like an exterior you can put it on there. But we did change some flags that will make it a lot more forgivable. So if you could place like a garland or a wreath, this release, try 'em again, go outside. There should be a lot more forgiving outdoor placement on the holiday lights. So we did improve on that.
And if it still doesn't work, you may want to like message one of us what type of house you have, so we can go investigate whether it's something still with the lights or if it's a problem with the house.
Yeah, we have a growing list of houses that need attention, but there was a great improvement to that, so I was happy that got it.
Yeah, so the issue, to be clear, so the issue is at this point is going to be with the house, not the lights. The lights are clearly flagged to be exterior.
Yeah.
If you're
Which they weren't before, and that's what I was telling people is, it's the house, it's the house. So now
So if you're having an issue, we need to know the house you're having the issue with. It is not a bug with the lights. Okay, telling us here will not help us. Please report it in the bug forum. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Player housing.
We're a little busy right now. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Bayard Knock asks, where is the Chaos Tree rework and their gems and enchants? That is a great question. It is in the backlog, and it is sorted with all the priorities of all the other stuff we have to do. So at some point we will get to it.
Can we get a cutesy imp as a tamed pet? I mean, our imps are the ugliest NPC in the game. I think they're so old. They were off a store. Maybe someday when we get a better one.
I don't think those are off of a store. I think those are the same person who made the demon and troll. We will not say his name.
Okay.
But yes. Yeah, those are not off the store. They'd probably be better if they were something we bought.
A house imp?
Yeah.
Like a house elf? We did just get the new giant squirrel, which I'm excited about.
And there's a squirrel deco for towns.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that. And I know everybody wants an armored squirrel at some point. Because that's a minimal amount of work to rig up an armored squirrel. But
that's a good use of our time.
Yeah. It's like I'm torn. I would love to see it, but to armor up a squirrel is so many man hours.
Yeah.
Squirrel destroyer, please. What was the is it Golden Compass? Is that the armored polar bears?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm saving off an image so I can show an image here.
Elron, King of Elves, can you add the ability for POT owners to move POT entrance where they want, instead of a few fixed choices? Yeah, we initially didn't do this. We were worried about trolling and like people putting them in inaccessible locations or bugs associated with it, and we don't think that's an issue right now. So we've got it in the backlog. Not sure when we'll get to it. So yes, we can provide.
Just because we were talking about squirrels and awesomeness of them for the longest time, because for a while I worked with LucasArts on some stuff, but for the longest time I had this as my phone image, which I determined was scientifically the coolest possible image ever created. a Wookiee using a crossbow, riding a giant squirrel, killing Nazis. That pretty much has it all. Yeah, there you go.
5 stars.
5 stars.
So let's see. Strider Green asks, can we please recycle vendor receipts into wood pulp or something instead of having to delete them each vendor item sale?
Oh yeah, if you're a big seller, you end up with a lot of... He wants to recycle his receipts. He wants to cut down on receipt paper waste.
Yeah, we'd have to look at the...
That's a big question.
Yeah, as long as it's well below the whatever your...
So you can't farm it, so you can't sell a bunch of 1 gold items to get a free avenue to wood pulp, but
Yeah, we'd have to we'd have to figure out, as long as there's no imbalance there, like as long as it's a uh, there, yeah, as long as you're not gaining anything in the process. Sure. Yeah, I'll add that.
Someone's asking, could a Bayard knock, could the focus tree get a passive skill that increases the aggro of summons? I think Chris was just talking about just tweaking the aggro of summons and just their behavior in general. So
Yeah.
that might not be necessary if they just get improved, but that would be a good place to put it if we had such a skill.
Yeah, so this release, of course, had a lot of other stuff going on, but and then the last couple days to was this release SodaCon? Yeah, we did SodaCon this release, and
Yeah.
lots of other stuff. ACL Fest cost me some time. Got sick, but I pushed a few things. I wanted to make sure and get the Tartarus stuff and get some new artifacts in there and get the artifacts converted and get Lua integrated and all that stuff. But the next couple releases are shorter, but I think I'll have fewer distractions and I can probably get to a few more things. I see one here that I like the idea of, that I know is low-hanging fruit. Jesper Dalen asks, can offhand...
I was just looking at that, yeah.
Yeah, offhand orbs be made in Deco, and these are like, the Titan tiers or whatever.
Heart of Virul.
Yeah, those things that you hold in hand. Yeah, those would be cool, because they just have them,
totally.
set them as a floating Deco that just sits there and floats over things. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll get that done. I'm putting it on my list. Next patch.
Next patch, there you go. That's
Okay, maybe.
So we made the no trade items placeable, but the crystal sword is still an exception. That was kind of the reason for the whole no deco. I remember that as being the one item we didn't want people trading.
I bet we have a flag that is set, like a special flag on it to prevent it. We just need to go take that flag off.
Yeah, we can look into it. Yeah, now you should be able to with all the new rules. That's good. That's funny because that was the one item I remember driving the whole rule for that. And then didn't we make like a deco only version that wasn't functional?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. 8 pages of question here. We're falling behind a little bit. Too seldom. Will the summon bar be detachable? This is actually one of those big, long answers, which is, the answer is absolutely yes. The question is whether or not we do it or players do it. That's part of the reason for the Lua integration, which I can talk a little bit about briefly, but it's so to unlock a lot of stuff for you guys to do, because we looked at how much to redo a lot of the UI, and that is a massive undertaking. And this is just part of our trying to let you guys help us make some of the parts of the game that you really are passionate about, improve those parts yourself and help us out. This has been done in a number of other MMOs and has worked out really well for people. And we are paying attention to those. And as for when Lua is coming online, if I do not get it in a patch for this release, I will get QA up early and get it on QA so you guys can play with it. I really want to get you guys in playing with it, because I expect there's going to be a lot of things. I'm not going to say they're bugs. I'm going to say you're going to be able to do too much, not too little. And I want to make sure we can catch some of those doing too much things before you guys get too attached to them.
I see one. It was... is it possible to change the dungeon room selector from the left-right arrows to a list? I think that would be cool. That is a Wizard Smoke question for sure.
Yeah.
I like the system. It's great. You can build awesome dungeons. That's one of those improvements that would be nice. Yeah, just kind of, what do we call, quality of life improvements? We'll ask him. But I like the idea.
Yeah,
and I see the need for it.
That was UI done by the person who did the system behind it, who was not a UI guy.
Oh, was that a...
That was Burning Toad.
Yeah.
He apologized for it, and he said it's functional. I said, yep, looks functional.
It is functional, and it was amazing, so no apologies needed.
Tedious.
All right, time for one more, and then we'll be done for today. And I just want to grab one that is a bug, actually. So if the person who reported this can write it up for us. Ruyu Spirituality Dragon asked, with the water keep and castle lots, you can add the extra land around the lot when placing. Will we ever be able to place items on the extra land? So the I think I understand what they're asking. So any land inside the property boundaries, the lot boundaries, you're I'm assuming you're still able to place items there. That's so that's the only land you own. You don't actually own the land outside the lot boundaries, even though you're turning that land on and off. That's just visually yours. So, if you're at, I was thinking you were asking, can you actually put any items on the land at all? And I was going to say, oh my God, there's a bug there. Like if you're not able to actually place items on the land when you turn on the land, that's a terrible bug. Like, how is this happening and no one's reported it? But now I understand what you're asking. Yeah, no, you have to be that's player-owned town land. So that's not your personal land. Your personal land is defined by the boundaries of the lot, the keep lot or the castle size lot. So, yes. But if there is a bug with that land on those water lots where you can't place items inside lot boundaries on it, please report that. But any items outside the lot boundaries, the lot owner does not get to place those because those are outside the lot boundaries, just as if it was on land. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us for our weekly live stream. Be sure to check out Release 71. Lots of great stuff and lots of great events happening this weekend. There is a party tonight and tomorrow as well. Lots of Halloween stuff going on. So please check it out. Our players run some amazing events, and be sure to check them out. Check the events section of the forums for all the details, and we hope to see you there. A reminder, next Friday is our monthly live stream, the Release 71 live stream. Not today, despite what we may have led you to believe. It is next week, and we will have a lava fishing contest, and we'll check out some of the scenes we've been working on as well. And we'll see you then, and have a good weekend, and I think we'll do some raiding now.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
All right. I didn't pick a place. Hold on. And I'm going to be kicking off a build right after I get off stream that'll be for a morning release.
So we chose not to put out a build today so we wouldn't interfere with events happening tonight.
Oh, let's see. We've got Iwacko, Strider Green, House of Mangar. I'm going to be on House of Mangar, by the way, on the 5th. Is that like Tuesday? I'll be on my usual time on Tuesday with him, I think. Bonger, Alphane. Let's raid Alphane. I haven't raided. It looks like he just started up here.
What time is it for him?
I'm looking into, I don't know if this is early or late for him. I'm looking into some stuff. He has some issues due to his lag that he sees, and apparently some people from Italy see, just with some things that don't work correctly, like knockdown and some of those things. I finally got a good documented list from him. And of course, he loves playing Bludgeon, so let's raid Alphane here. I haven't raided him in a while. It's rare he's on when we're on at the same time, so. Hold on. Bam.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the follows and just hanging out with us. And everything.
All right. Loading up again. Yeah, thanks, everybody. Thanks for all the follows. Again, if you are not a follower of my Twitter feed, you're missing out on my Twitter feed. I'm posting lots of stuff there. You can see what I'm doing in the middle of the morning and getting 8 or 9 posts a day and Okay,
I
now
need
we're
to
ready to
follow-
raid.
I need to follow your
You're not a
Twitter
follower? Go follow. Everybody follow my Twitter feed. I've only got like 350 people now. But I think Jack and Laz are the biggest fans because now they have
What's-
another thing to read out.
What's the name of it? Yeah, they need stuff to interpret.
At Catnip Games.
There you go.
Catnip Games. I'm new to the Twitter thing. It's kind of funny watching all the mistakes I made. But anyways, we are now ready to raid. Let's go raid Alfane. Make sure and give him a follow if you aren't a follower. And if you want to learn stuff about the game, like Zol and Alfane are two of the best guys in terms of talking you through how to do some stuff. Like you want to learn how to play the game, watch those guys. They're two of the best. But let's go raid Alfane. Bam! And ending the stream.